Hello everyone and welcome back to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here, and today we're going to kind of go over on how to use a real animal reference to turn it into a animated character or a Disney character or a cartoon, whatever you'd like. So all you're going to need today is a pencil and an eraser, okay? Any kind of paper will do. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this red squirrel right here. Okay, and we're going to start using those features to turn it into a character. Okay, now we're not going to necessarily put it in the same pose, alright, but we can take the features from it and use it. So we are going to have it standing just like it is in the image, alright. So the first thing I want to do is when it comes to cartoons, things tend to have a bigger head. So we're gonna draw this head out, but we're gonna make it much bigger than what the squirrel has in the picture. Okay, so we're going to come and kind of get that basic shape of the squirrel in there, of his head, but we're going to exaggerate it. And I'm going to turn mine to the side a little bit just so we can see the cheeks a little bit more. So you want to sketch this lightly just in case. But we're going to get that head in there and get ourselves a nice shape. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my ears. Okay, so I'm going to come over and start on this side over here. I'm going to probably about in this area start rounding, and again we're exaggerating because it's a cartoon. So I'm going to bring that ear out and get that same shape but just exaggerate it greatly, like make it way bigger. And you don't have to. If you want to do smaller ears for yours, you can, but it's just personal preference. So I may actually want to take my ears bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the inside part. So I have this roundness here, and then I'm going to have my ear come up that way, and then I'm just going to extend this area out. Okay, so since I have that, I'm going to come this way with it and then just have it connect here. Okay, so that's my one ear. I'm going to come all the way over here to the other side, and right here in this area here is kind of like our forehead. So I'm going to round this way for my ear, almost like I'm kind of drawing a leaf in a way. I'm going to have my ear come out this way and go up. Okay, and then I want that inside track. So I have two ears and I have my head shape. Alright. Now, what I can start doing is building the head. Okay, so just like when we draw our characters, we kind of want to envision a center line. So you can either draw it here just so that you have it, or you can just kind of picture it in your head. Okay, now what I'm going to do is come in here and establish my eyes first. So the squirrel's eyes are usually on the side, but since the cartoon we want it to emote some, we want it to come out towards the front a little bit. So we're going to get that same kind of let me move that over. We're going to get that same kind of like almond shape. Okay, so I'm just taking it back and creating an almond shape. Alright, and then I want to skip to the other side. Now I want it to kind of be close to this part of the head, but since it's turned a little, it's not going to be as big. So we may need to make an adjustment to the forehead just so that it looks nice. What we're going to do is we're going to come back here and I'm going to round it. If you notice my eye is going outside, that's fine, we can adjust it from there. Okay, but I want that same kind of rounded shape, so that's going to force me to bring my forehead out a little bit, and I'm going to curve it inwards and come back out with my cheek. Okay, Now, so I got my eyes in place. I want to kind of start establishing my nose. Alright, so we're going to make this kind of little bump right here, just so we know that's where that nose is starting. We can bring that out. And then just right here on the end, I'm going to go ahead and draw myself his nose shape. So if you look at his nose, it's kind of triangular-ish. So it's kind of got like rounded edges to it. But yeah, we're just going to bring that out this way. Okay, and again, we can always make adjustments. So see how I have my nose this far forward? Well, now I want to kind of bring, so we don't get confused, let's erase out this bottom area for now and that center line. So I have my nose established. I can draw that back. So I want to have this little line comes down to kind of let me know where the mouth is going to start. So I'm going to come out and draw this side of the face and round it back. Maybe put a little line here for the smile. Okay, and then I want this other side to start to come out, but it's not going to be as far. Okay, so it's because our head is turned. Alright, so again, I'm going to have to make an adjustment to my head. So I'm going to go ahead and erase out that side. And again, it's just a work in progress. I got my little smile. Maybe we can put a tiny little line here for the bottom of the lip. So now I can come out from here, okay, and curve it up just along the side of the face here. Again, I really want to keep that cheek definition, so I'm going to turn it back that way. Okay, so now that I have that, what I can do is right here where my ear is touching, let's adjust that a little bit. Let's just bring that in more, just give it more of a curve, and let's just extend this line here. Okay, and then we'll just have, we don't want them to touch, so we'll just have that come in that way and come out. Okay, then again, I want a slight suggestion of that cheek, so I'm going to round that and bring that inward to probably about right here. Okay, so now that I've got that, I can get rid of some of this loose sketchiness that we have in here. Okay, and now I can start building up things like the body and the neck. So we want, if you look at the squirrel in the picture, we don't have a real neck to look at, right? And you probably wouldn't, just because everything runs right off the shoulders. But for cartoons purposes, we do want to give it a little bit more life. So we want to kind of put a neck in here, just so that our head would be able to turn and shift on a swivel like that. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to start building out shapes of different things. So like the shoulders that would come off the neck, I would come out and just curve this way like that. And again, we're doing a cartoon, so we want it to be a little bit smaller than the head size itself. So I'm going to make my arm shape be a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm going to come out this way and draw my arm. Let's make it a little bit thicker. Let's bring it in some more. And then I just want to get that forearm shape in there. Okay. And then I get that hand. And it can just be a basic hand shape for now. So I'm going to just cut that short. That thumb. And then the rest is just more shape in. So I'm just going to get that last finger in about right here, and then we'll just run back like that with the hand. So now I can come off of here and make an adjustment. So I'm going to come straight back. I'm going to bring my little forearm shape out a little bit more so I can get rid of this old arm. Okay, so now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my neck a little bit more, skinny it out. Just because I don't want it to be too thick, it's just the head that I want to be exaggerated as being big. So I'm going to bring in the neck a little bit. Okay. Now I can come out here for my chest and literally build me a chest shape. Extend that across for now, just so I know where it's at. Okay, now I want to bring that other hand in, so I'm going to have that come right off the chest here with the thumb. So we just want a little bit of thumb right here, and another finger, and again just kind of bringing it back just so that we have the shape of the hand, and then we can just curve a little thing around for the arm. Okay, so now that I have that, I can start doing the body. So if this is my chest and where it's kind of cutting off at, we'll put a little line here just so we know that. So I want to start running and thinning my hip line off. Okay, now if you notice, the squirrel extends down towards the bottom. So I'm going to come off this other finger over here and keep it skinny and curve in that way. Okay, and then if you look at the bottom of the legs over here and notice the thickness of it, we want to capture that. Okay, so we want to bring that shape in there. So I'm just going to use this bottom to do the other part. I'm just going to simply round it down just like this. Okay, and that's going to feed right into that foot. But what I want to do over here is bring that thigh in this way. Okay, so let's do this. Let's bring it out some more. Make that a little bit bigger. Erase that old line. Okay, and then on this side I can do the same. I can kind of have it round downward into that foot. Then extend that leg out. So we want to kind of come off of this area. And we want the thickness to kind of be somewhat the same. But because it is facing away from us, it's going to be a little bit thinner. But you still want to capture that shape. Okay. So now that I have my, essentially my body, let's bring this up this way. Erase out this line, and that'll be that center area, that white that's on his chest. Okay, so now I'm going to take this area here. I'm going to imagine that tail being connected and kind of coming out this way. And then we're going to to start curving that thing back. Now, squirrels usually have bushy tails, some of them don't, some of them are skinny, so it's up to you if you want to do a skinny tail or you want to do a thick tail. I'm going to give ours a thick one. Okay, and then it has that curl in it. So I want to kind of cut into it that way. Now to kind of somewhat keep it even, I'm going to come back down here to the bottom. And we're going to swing that thing out this way. And just come out and meet it. Okay. Alright, so now we got to work in the feet in here. Okay, so we're going to come in to this thigh area and just finish bringing that down. I'm going to put a slight curve here, just a line to kind of cut into, and then curve it out this way. And then I'm going to draw a hump for the feet. So I'm going to bring it out and draw some toes in here. Okay, so we might have to make a little adjustment here. So I want this foot to come out this way. So yeah, I made the toes a little bit on the big side, but that's okay. We can just erase that and fix that. Okay, so I'm going to have another line here for the toe. And draw that shape. And we can just extend out this way. Just like that. Okay, now we come down to this side. We have our little curve in right here. Okay, I'm going to turn our foot this way more. In and keep that flat. Okay, and as we get out here, we can make ourselves our toe. And just make our little shapes in there. Okay, so now we have a basic outline. So now we can come in and start making adjustments to things like I think I want to make his ear come out a little bit more. So I'm going to take mine. Now you can leave yours the same if you want, but I'm going to take mine. I'm going to turn mine up and just really make that ear bigger, just so it stands out more. Same with the ear on the other side. I'm probably going to bring that out and go down with it a little bit more. And now we can start adding in some details on there. Okay, so if this is my nose, I obviously want a nostril shape on the side that I can see it. So I am just adjusting the shape, darkening that up. Okay, and then I can take this in here and have that touching. And then I'm going to curve another line up this way. Okay, and for a cartoon, we can kind of give it personality by giving them something that they don't have, which is an eyebrow. You're not really going to see a squirrel's eyebrows, but it'll help sell your facial expressions. Okay, so I'm going to curve this other side back like this, and we're going to do another eyebrow. Right in here. Okay, and now we want to kind of give them that cute look. So let's go ahead and solidify our lines for our eyes, and And then we're going to draw a circle in here. So I'm going to start up in this area, and I'm just going to round it out and come back up. Okay, I can put a little circle in here for reflection, and then I can draw a black pupil in there. Okay, can bring that out just a little bit more. On the other side, do the same thing, but it'll obviously be smaller. Okay, I'm going to put me another circle over here, and draw me a pupil. Okay. Now, excuse me, we can do little things like add in some fur. So like on the ears, I can add in a couple pieces of fur there. Okay, I can come down to this side and add in another. And then just on this inside track here, add a couple more little triangle shapes to help give it, you know, that fur look. Okay, so I'm going to take my forehead back. Okay, but I'm going to curve it right here, so I'm kind of cutting off a little bit, and come up and put a couple little hair pieces up there. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come in with a couple of triangle shapes to help sell that fur. Okay, right here I can change this line into some fur. We can add a couple more. Okay, and then same thing with this outside. I can come around, and as it curves, add a triangle in there. Maybe just one more for good measure. Okay, so now it seems like he's got some fur on his face. So we can do the same thing here. As we come off the cheek here, I can add a couple of little fur pieces here. And then come over to this other cheek. As well, so I can clean up that sketchiness in there, so that I just have those triangular shapes. Alright, and then I can come down to this area. We want to kind of look like we have that white in there, so right here under the nose, we're just going to lightly sketch out and put like a triangle there, and come down into the face like that. Okay, and then I want to come out the other side as well. And I'm just kind of putting like a little bit of a jagged look, and then coming down into the side that way. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing here, because where the arm separates, so I'm just going to have a slight couple of jagged hairs here. Okay, I can separate the chest. That way. That's one way to do it. We could go this way, and we could do something like this. chest. So we could curve this back and probably just get rid of those two. Okay, and then do like a little bit right underneath it, just to give that suggestion of furry. Okay, and then right in here off the chest, you'd probably want to add in a couple, not a lot, but just a couple of lines for the fur. And then on this side, we'll do 2 lines separate over here. And then same thing down here. Probably not have them connect right here, so we can erase that. And then just add in like one little hair there. Okay, now we got this part of the body here, right, this center area. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to add in a couple of furs. Like that. And then I can get rid of this right over here. And then same on this side, I can come up this way and add in just a couple. So 2 or 3. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine. Okay. And now I can add fur in on little things like the knees. Have a few little stragglers in there. Again, we don't want that line left over, we just want the triangle left. Okay. Same thing on this side, I can come over, add in some extra hair. So that I just have the triangle left. Right. Okay, same with the tail. So I can come through here and I can add every so often just something to make it look like there's fur. Okay, so I'm just adding those little triangles in there. As I come up, I could do another one and just have that curve in. So I'll erase out that old line, so it's just the triangle showing. Okay, and then right here on the circle up at the top, we could do a couple up here, just to kind of show that curve in the tail. So again, I can erase out the roundness and just leave that triangular shape. Okay. And once you have all that stuff, you want to kind of go over everything and darken it up just so that it stands out. It's not so sketchy. Even here on the shoulder, I could add a triangle for the fur. I could come down here off the elbow and add 2 down in there. So just anywhere you want to get that little bit of extra detail, just work that in. Okay, and I'm going to darken up this hand over here. And that fur patch. Okay, so we have taken a realistic image of a squirrel, and and we have tried to take it and turn it into a cartoon character. Okay, so again, I would love to see how your work turns out, and don't forget, for the homework, go ahead and look up a bunch of different animals and try to turn their characteristics and features into a cartoon of your own. Okay, so other than that, I hope you had fun, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until then, keep sketching, and I'll see you then. Bye.